Hello, my name is Kirsty, and I am presenting about patient confidentiality. This is my dad, Ron Chapman. So I'm just going to ask him some questions, and we're going to talk a little bit about patient confidentiality and some data breaches. So, Dad, what is patient confidentiality to you?
Patient confidentiality. Well, I guess it would mean that my information about me, I can trust that not the whole world is going to know about it.
Yes. So according to our book, personal health information is kept as a secret, except for when other providers who need access to the information provide care. So if nurses are providing care for you or other physicians or anything like that. Why is confidentiality important to you?
Well, it's important to me to know that the people who need to know about my issues, my health concerns, know what they need to know so that they can provide the best care for me, so that the outcome is the best that it can be.
Yes, I agree. I think
it wouldn't be fair to have, for example, a nurse come and treat me, but they haven't told her what my issues are, and she doesn't know what to do for me.
Yes, I agree. Or if she does know something, it wouldn't be fair if she treated you differently, if she had heard something about you from another person or something like that.
Right.
So, patient confidentiality, would you say that it gives you a sense of trust for your providers?
Well, yeah, it's the basis of trust.
Yeah.
And without trust, how do you have any confidence to know
that they're doing the right thing for you?
Why am I even here if I can't trust you?
Yes, agreed. It can provide unbiased care. When you don't have confidentiality, then there can be bribery and stuff like that. And it has proven to lead to better patient outcomes as well. So technology has allowed many people to get better access to healthcare. So how has technology helped you to get better access to healthcare?
Well, I can give a very wonderful example that happened to me. 3 weeks ago, I had COVID, and I was stuck in a hotel, couldn't go anywhere, and I felt sick, and I wanted to investigate whether I could take some kind of treatment like Paxlovid or something like that to help my COVID go away quicker. So through my new health insurance, they had a teledoc opportunity. So I signed up for that and got on my computer and went in the waiting room online. And very surprising to me, within 5 minutes, I had a doctor sitting there asking me questions.
That's amazing.
And so it was like the fastest I've ever gotten to see anybody. And I talked with her she talked with me very kindly and openly, and we had a good visit. Determined that I because of other medications I'm on, Paxlovid wouldn't work for me, but I felt like that using technology and having a doctor essentially right there in the room with me, but really, she could be anywhere in the world, was very helpful for me.
Yeah, definitely. I've experienced the same thing. Just being able to access things online, it's really convenient and allows you to get care faster. So with technology and healthcare being online, a lot of more companies are keeping things online and online servers. And that just opens a new set of challenges with patient confidentiality. Data breaches are a huge challenge for the healthcare industry that they face today. So what do you think a data breach is, Dad?
Well, I understand. Sorry. Excuse me. I know of data breaches from a business or defense defense contractor kind of relationship, where data that is only supposed to be shared with certain people gets either hacked and taken, or gets shared inadvertently or even maliciously with people who shouldn't have that data.
Yes, that is very, like you said, in the business standpoint, and is pretty much the same thing in healthcare, except you provide patient information and it's gone, the security and privacy of it is compromised. So there are two types of data breaches. There's internal, where it's within the company, or there's external with it, that comes outside of the company. So an example of an internal would be if somebody accidentally shared patient information. So it can happen accidentally or it can happen maliciously, like you said. It can be when people don't dispose of patient information properly, like in the shred bin or anything like that. Releasing it to somebody that doesn't have the proper authorization, stuff like that. Also, privilege abuse. This happens a lot with like pharmaceutical companies. They'll bribe people to have drugs. They'll instead of doing the double-blind study where they don't know who is getting the drug, they'll bribe people to get the drug, and so they can falsify data and stuff like that. External comes outside of the company, so this is like when there's hackers or anything like that. There's like ransomware where they want some money for getting the information. There's phishing where hackers try to get information from you with fraudulent links. There's fraud. There's little cards that they have that they can use to get money and stuff like that. So do you believe that data breaches are a problem?
Yes, they're definitely a concern. Did you mention the insider threat?
No.
Where you have potentially a person who works within the organization who has been basically compromised in their own life, and they are seeking they are bribed themselves by other companies or other people to get information from the inside.
Yes, that's a good example. So, when data breaches are a problem, patient information is compromised, so you lose trust in your providers. Hackers can steal patient identities, use it for their financial gain or whatever gain they want. It can damage a company's reputation because you don't have trust in them to keep your information secure. And they're expensive to repair.
If they can be repaired.
Yes, exactly. So how big of a problem do you think it is in healthcare?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure there have been instances of healthcare information being leaked, but fortunately, I don't think I've ever been the victim of healthcare data breach.
Yes. That's good, because in 2019, 41.2 healthcare records were exposed in data breaches in the U.S. alone. So that's a lot. There's a specific example in 2017, this is from the book, but in California, just a company called Pacific Alliance had a report of 266,123 individuals affected by a single data breach. So, it costs a lot also to fix it. So in general, a data breach costs about, in 2019, it was $3.192 million. That's just for a general data breach, not a healthcare one. A healthcare data breach can cost $6.5 million. So it's really high in the U.S. compared to other countries. The average cost per record is $141, and that's not including criminal activity. Per record for criminal activity, it's $156. So you're wasting a lot of money when you do have security and data breaches. So what do you think we can do to prevent this?
Well, like you said, technology is here. We can't really go back to the old paper records and still maintain the healthcare system that we have and improve it to reach more people. So I think the way to prevent it is using best industry practices for data security, having identification, multi-layer authentication practices and algorithms, storage of information, in trusted ways, both physical and logical, having controlling access to it, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on
Yeah.
data breach
I
security.
think, yeah, definitely having like data encrypted and making sure you're putting that in the subject line of emails, stuff like that. Having software to protect your data, assessing your data and making sure there's no breaches in security, being aware of the external threats that there are. So these are just some ways that we can have.
Now, I wonder, I would imagine there are companies that will monitor your healthcare information like they monitor your credit information, but I have not been exposed to them, and I don't know how much I trust them.
I don't know that it's not very, it's a new thing that I think needs a lot of work and everything like that. So yeah, this is just a little bit about data breaches. Thanks for coming and interviewing with me today.
Thanks for having me come.